Actually, it's pretty smooth right now.
Alright, I think we're good.
Yep.
Can you hear me okay still?
Loud and clear.
Tommy traffic 3775 Romeo, joining the downwind runway 24.
I think I'm getting, this is clearly the issue because hello, hello, hello.
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay, better. Okay, I think that's good. And tell me if you have any problems to unhook this off of here.
Okay.
Okay, so check GPS. Transponder is it's on altitude, and we have our code 5363.
5363, so you have to
Okay.
dial 63 in. That's an old-fashioned one, analog kind of control.
Okay.
Okay.
5363.
And it's on alt. Yep.
Okay, so should we
Tommy traffic
listen?
3775 Romeo.
How do we listen to the weather?
Runway
1, 2, 3 clicks on the radio.
How do
Just
I do
go
that?
Click, click, click.
Potomac Airfield, automated advisory, wind variable from 240 through 300 at 4, altimeter 2990, for runway, listen for traffic.
Okay.
And the other feature this thing has is if you click 4 times,
Transmit radio check.
66198.
66198.
That's your radio.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So wait, so what was that again, Dave? So you click four times does what?
It checks the radio.
Okay.
So basically a little voice recorder is activated, and then you can hear yourself come back from what you transmit. So that's what I sounded like to others.
Got it.
Okay, on the radio.
Okay. All right. So
Okay, so we got the weather, or we should. Did we get our altimeter?
no, I already forgot it. It was 299 something, I think.
Should be about 29888.
Okay. And it said winds were 240 to 330, I think, a variable at 4.
Through 300 at 4, altimeter 2989, for runway,
2989. Okay. Got it. All right. So flaps retract. Is there any reason not to just go all the way back?
Not at all.
Step by step?
Just do it.
Okay.
You wouldn't do that in the air, but on the ground,
So
fine.
you're not hurting anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Electronically actuated, so.
All right. So now we are at 150, and now I can't see the magnetic deviation. I can't read that.
Yeah, let's not worry about that
Okay.
at this point.
Alright.
That'll come in handy when we do cross-country planning.
Okay, so we're at 150, so I'm going to push in and 150. Okay, CG is set, parking brake, release. Okay, so
So we're going to taxi out to the run-up area. Now the way we know which runway to use is what?
so the sign says 24 is that way and 6 will be that way.
Right.
So we'll go to that way.
But what's telling us to go that way?
Tommy traffic
The fact
3775 Romeo.
that the 24 is on that side?
Taxi into
Nope. We could take off on runway 6.
Oh, because the wind's coming from 24.
Right, look at your windsock.
Yeah.
So the windsock's pointing at the active runway, or the runway that would be favored. Now it's vacillating a little bit or oscillating, but
mainly
it's
pointing that
mainly
direction.
towards 24, right?
I got it.
And then if you listen to it, it was a variable wind and it gave you headings, and those headings favor 24, not 06.
Okay.
You want a headwind, not a tailwind.
So should I wait for this way?
Yeah.
No.
Good call. Now, when we taxi on the grass, pull the yoke all the way back. Okay? And then don't worry about a brake check till we get on the asphalt.
Okay.
And then that asphalt situation is very likely one of those differential braking, right? So you're going to go forward with the yoke back. You're going to get on you're going to be going slow. You'll be full left rudder, but you may also need toe brake on the left, right, to get yourself aligned on that.
Now, is that enough wind to worry about how I'm holding the controls?
Yes.
So I should basically be holding this way?
Yep. Yep. Exactly. And when it's a tailwind, which it will be when we're taxiing down the runway, you just push it all the way back in.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and go.
Yep. You have the flight controls.
I have the flight controls.
You have the flight controls. Your hand stays on the throttle while we're taxiing. A little bit more power. Yeah, you don't want to stop here because now you gotta have to goose it to. There you go. Okay. Good. All right, now full forward. And you check your toe brakes, both sides. Together.
Working.
Did they work? Okay, I'm gonna test mine. Okay, my brakes check good. You have the flight controls.
I have the flight controls. I got off to the right. So when I get to the front area, should I curve around to the left and back
Yep.
around?
Yeah, follow the left side edge. Keep the wheel on the asphalt, of course. And then what we'll do is we'll go towards the sign and then make a 180-degree turn down there. Now you would have dive away, so in,
Okay.
like that, assuming the winds are coming this way. Okay, right, yep, there you go. And with a little bit of brake, bring it around. So a little bit of toe brake, keep the power in, otherwise it'll just stop. And now you would take the turnout. Going to come into the wind this way, and at this point you would actually turn into the wind. This is a good place right here, so just straighten out the nose wheel, and then just stop us. Okay, good. And follow your checklist for the run-up.
Okay. Alright, so parking brake set.
Yep.
Doors and windows checked, closed and locked.
Mine's closed and
Understood.
locked.
Okay. Fuel selector is on both. Fuel primer locked. Mixture, so put it rich.
Yep.
Oil temperature is in the green.
Should be coming up. So that should be coming up off the case, and oil pressure's in the green,
Yeah.
right?
And now I would put throttle to 1700.
Right, so good call out. So,
Okay.
area is clear.
Okay.
Brakes are set, that means your feet are on the brakes, the toes, and throttle's coming up.
Okay. Area is clear, brakes are set, and throttle's coming up.
Right.
Right. 1700.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to check the mags.
Right, two clicks to the left.
You always do the right one first?
Yeah. Want to drop?
And very little.
Okay, observe what the drop is, and back to
So-
both.
So that looked like it was about maybe a 50 drop.
Okay.
And then the left.
Should be
Same.
within. Yep.
Back to both.
Okay.
Okay, so alternator check.
Yep.
So the alternator is the one on the left.
Correct.
And
right. So you lost your alternator. Basically, you have a low voltage indication.
So that.
Yep.
Okay, and the meter went just slightly that way.
Yep. Yeah, because you have radios on and stuff. Yep.
Okay. So oil pressure is in the green, and engine gauges. So the lights are off and.
Right. And your vacuum pumps. Yep.
Okay. And carb heat on.
Yep.
My RPMs dropped to about 50 or so, and throttle to idle.
Good.
600 there.
And then back to 1,000 and get rid of the carb heat. We just use 1,000 for cooling air across the engine on the ground.
Okay, and parking brake release. Okay.
Okay, so before takeoff.
All right, so we're gonna do a short field takeoff. So flaps will be set to 10.
Yep.
So 10's the first.
It's this stop right here, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And you can confirm they're down, both sides.
Yep.
The practice as well.
Mixture rich.
Yep.
Carb heat is cold. Ignition still on both. Trim. Looks like it's set for takeoff. It's a little not certainly not bright on this one.
24.
That's good.
Okay. And again, looking at the engine gauges, temperature is up, the oil pressure's in the green, fuel quantity is fine, the suction gauge. The suction gauge is okay, what, between like 4.5 and 5.5?
Yeah, but it's oftentimes it's going to be low at idle.
Okay.
So just a quick check in the green, we still have fuel.
Pilot's discretion.
And flight instruments, so airspeed's on 0. My dot is, so I should adjust this from my position where I see it, so it's like in the middle.
And it's level, so that's important that it's level.
And level, okay.
Right. Field elevation on the altimeter at the appropriate setting.
2989, and it's about close enough to 113.
So VSI is saying 0, right?
And directional
DG
gyro should be at 21.5 or 22. Like that's correct.
Yep, that looks good.
And
level, and the ball's in the center.
Okay. So now my ball's not in the center. So
Okay, because we're actually sitting.
So it's just tilted.
Slightly crooked, yeah.
Okay. All right. So transponder is
5363.
and
5363.
and on alt.
Yep.
Okay. And alternate static port. Where is it in this plane? It's
Right
here. Okay.
You should pull it, and you should see a deflection as it changes.
Up. Yep.
Obviously, that tells you those are your static instruments.
Okay. Seatbelt's tight.
Yep.
And doors again locked.
Yep.
Flight controls free and correct.
Yep.
Potomac traffic. 3775 Romeo, crossing runway 24.
Okay. So we are going to be departing on runway 24 for departure to the south. This will be a short field takeoff. Yeah, we're going to climb to maybe 1300.
Going to climb to 1300, but we're going to turn to our water towers at 700.
Okay. And if the engine fails before we get off the ground, we're going to
pull the engine and brake aggressively on the ground. And if it fails after departure, after takeoff, if we don't have more than 1,000 feet, we will look for a suitable landing place straight ahead. There's actually one to the left.
Yeah.
Right. And if we have 1,000 feet, we'll consider our options and possibly look to return to the field either here or hide.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so you have a crosswind today. So what we're going to do is go ahead and let's taxi onto the runway, and I'll talk you through this, and we'll handle the takeoff together. And I'll handle the radios for today. Potomac, November 66198, taking the active 24 departure to the south Potomac. Okay, I always check final. Is final clear? Final's clear. It's another good call out. It's a reminder to yourself. And
you already called that we're going on the runway, right?
Sure did. And ailerons into the wind. Good. And we don't want to stop till we know our nose wheel is straight and centered. Okay, and then brakes are set. Now, winds are coming this way, okay, like this, because the windsock is blowing. So let's put a little bit of aileron into the wind as we roll out. Okay. And then as we accelerate, we'll bring the aileron out. And at rotate speed, this will be level, and we'll just ease the yoke back a little bit. So, brake set, full power.
Okay, and we're going to rotate at 55?
55, and climb at 75.
Climb at 75. Are we going to try to do VX first? Or
no, just 75. Full power, brake set.
RPMs.
Okay, keep your hand on the throttle. Okay, release the brakes. Keep it centered, right rudder.
And Cherokee on the ramp, we've done a run-up already.
Airspeed's alive.
It's okay to jump in front of you? Go right ahead. Thank you, my man.
Okay, there's 50. Getting a little light. There's it. Rotates right there. And pitch for 75. So pitching down a little bit for 75. You have a positive rate, you can reach over and you can grab your flaps and get rid of them because they're inducing drag. Okay, there you go, pitching for 75. And let's turn to the left a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. And 75. That's about 90.
3775, Romeo.
Pitching up.
Taxiing on the runway to depart. 24.
Keep the wings level. Hard with the sun in your eyes, huh? Okay, and you can turn towards the water towers. Over there to see the two to the left. And hold 75 up to 1,300 feet. Potomac, November 66198, departing the pattern to the southwest, call Potomac.
Speed to 170. The 6688, are you able to increase speed to 180?
Okay, start lowering the nose, accelerate to cruise.
Increase speed to 180. American 443.
And when you get to cruise, about 105, bring it back to 2300.
Please 650, disregard. Venus 95, now I can get to you. Information Quebec is current, expect runway 1 right, say request. Venus 95, Roger, vector for the RNAV Alpha, turn right heading 100.
Potomac, November 66198 off of VKX.
Delta 1589, turn left heading 100. Alaska 4, thanks for the help. Maintain 170 knots now to 5G, mean contact Nashville Tower. November 66198, Potomac transponder observed, remain outside class Bravo. Altimeter is 29901.
Outside of Bravo, 29901, 198.
Venus 95, I'm in the heading to 090. Venus 95, Roger, standby with request.
Now this first water tower is where you can climb to 2300 once you pass it.
Yep.
So right before that water tower is the road that we talked about the last time.
3775 Romeo Potomac, transponder observed, remain outside class Bravo. Altimeter is 29901.
How's it feel?
Good, a little bumpy.
Yeah, this is actually not too bad.
Setting 040, join the localizer. American 443, descend and maintain 2,500, device river. American 443, cleared Mount Vernon visual, runway 1 approach, maintain 180 knots until advised. then traffic 11 o'clock and 3 miles southeastbound. Altitude indicates 3,000. Southwest 6688, all 180 knots until 5 DME and contact Nashville Tower. Okay, Southwest 6688 cleared, Mount Vernon visual, runway 1 approach, and maintain 180 knots to 5 DME. American 163, reduce speed to 170. November 097, contact Potomac 125.65.
So our airspeed is indicated to be just under 100 knots.
Venus 95,
Our ground speed is about 95, so we're being affected a little bit by a headwind.
I'm crabbing a little that way, I think, too.
You are?
But,
Yeah.
November 2317, Tango Potomac, transport.
Yeah, now you can fly towards that water tower out there.
2902.
And look out just to see that that's the road, right and left.
So start climbing here?
Yep.
4,000.
Okay, so pitch up.
Full
and
power.
Power in.
Yep, full power.
Restrict 5132, reduce speed
And
to
pitch up.
190, maintain 5,000.
Start climbing 90.
So it's pitch power trim. So this is almost a simultaneous where you're pitching and adding full power simultaneously. And yeah, climb at 90.
Because multiple people checked on, so stand by 1 second. American 443, I think that was
And just keep your wings level, fly towards the power plant. Now let me just show you, pitch for 80,
443, maintain 180.
just to see what that looks like compared to what you see now.
Okay, who had something else to say?
See the difference?
Brickyard saying that? No
Yep,
slower than
in the side
180,
picture.
don't expect one.
So I mean, it's a little, it's harder on the engine, and honestly, you don't see as well forward, so it's 90 is a nice speed for
163.
a climb, what we would refer to as a cruise climb.
230.
And you see how that pitch controls your airspeed. I mean, it's because it's the only variable you've got. You're at full power, so
1589, cleared Mount Vernon visual, runway 1 approach, maintain 170 knots until 5 DME.
certainly not going to reduce power in a climb.
November 75 Romeo, is this pattern work?
And note the ball on so basically it's tending to be a little bit to the right, right?
American 685, sim left setting 080.
So what you do is you step on the ball, keep it in its gauge.
Just going to maintain 3000.
Okay, coming up on 2300.
Southwest 6688, contact Nashville Tower. And American 443, reduce speed now to 170 to 5 DME, contact Nashville Tower. American 685, trim left heading 040. Venus 95, trim left heading 040, contact Potomac 12565.
And then power to 2300.
The 732, roger, reduce speed to 1.
Now if you were trimmed before, you should still be. Had you trimmed it at 1,300?
I don't think I did, yeah.
So then what you would want to do is establish a pitch attitude that maintains altitude, you know, with your hand, and then trim off any pressure that you might feel.
Turn shortly. American 163, turn left setting 160. Oscar 1001, roger. Strict 5132, descend to maintain 2,500, advise the river. Delta, disregard. Strict 5132, cleared Mount Vernon visual, Romeo 1 approach, maintain 170 knots to 5 DME.
How's that feel?
Pretty good.
Okay, let me check it.
Turn left setting 09.
I have the flight controls?
You have flight controls?
I have the flight controls.
American 163, turn left setting 100.
Alright, I'm going to do something with you. Just look out the window for a second.
Are you exiting?
Okay, your flight controls. Retrim the airplane.
2317 Tango Potomac.
I have the flight controls?
Yep, retrim the airplane. So, proper pitch, establish a cruise attitude with your hands, in other words with your muscles. Okay, and then get rid of the pressure with the trim once you've established it. So pull back, establish that proper...
You can expect that.
And now trim off the pressure.
89, contact Nashville Tower, so long. February 17 Tango, contact Potomac 125.65. Tiger 4636, turn left heading 060, advise.
So my point is, you fly the airplane, not the trim tab. So you fly the airplane with the yoke, and if it's uncomfortable, you just hold that pitch attitude because that's what you need to maintain altitude. Okay, do whatever it takes, and then add the trim to get rid of the pressure. Okay, don't just say, oh, I gotta spin in a bunch of trim. You know, no, you first order of business, fly the airplane, and then you can make it comfortable. No. All right, did we do the rudder exercise last time? I don't think so. Okay, so let's do the rudder exercise here.
And I'm actually have the throttle down at around 2200. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's a little bumpy, so we'll just keep the airspeed a little lower. And we're good on climbing at this point if we wanted to, but for now what we'll do is we'll just maintain a heading on this power plant. So I have the flight controls for a second?
Yeah, flight controls.
Okay, so what I'm going to show you is adverse yaw. You read about adverse yaw, right?
Right.
So if I turn to the left, the nose will go in the opposite direction. And why is that?
Because the you get more drag on the
aileron
downward.
That's up. Right. So here we go, right? The nose goes in the opposite direction.
Alaska 1001 at 6,000, reduce speed to 19.
Okay, I don't want the nose to go in the opposite direction. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to keep everything pinned. So if I were to think of the nose of the airplane as like a dart, and I just want it to rotate about that axis, right? Like it's pinned to the ground. So I pick a point forward. And now follow me with your feet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll right. Now I'm going to roll left with some rudder. And then I'm going to roll right. And I'm going to roll left with rudder. And I'm going to roll right. And I'm leading the turn with rudder. And what that's doing is it's countering the adverse yaw. Okay, now if I do it too much, you know, the nose starts kind of getting out of control and, you know, it's a little, you know, so if you get a little uncoordinated in the maneuver, all you have to do is stop, reestablish, and then restart. So first turn, and then left, and then again following my feet, all I'm doing is I'm countering, so I'm adding a little bit of left or right rudder in advance of the actual turn, which is countering adverse yaw. Now if I don't do it well, the nose will drift. If I do it well, the nose should stay pinned as if it's literally pinned to the ground in a single position. Okay? So you have the flight controls.
I have the flight controls.
All right.
Tower 6161, Potomac approach, roger. Tower 732, reduce speed to 170.
Now if you get all like you are, just stop and just say, oh, let me reestablish, you know, kind of control, and then reinitiate.
Alpha 732, turn left heading 100.
It's a good hand-eye coordination exercise for also making sure that you can use rudder in flight. A lot of guys, they actually do very little with the rudder, and it's not really favorable. Good.
1001 traffic, no factor, descend to maintain 4,000 at 4,000, reduce speed to...
All right, so let's do a climbing turn to the east, so to the left, okay, and let's climb to 3,000 in the turn.
So we're going to go left?
Yep. And I'll tell you when you can... In fact, what you'll do is we'll just go to that other power plant. So pitch up for a climb, and establish a bank of your choice. Up to 3,000. So if you get to 3,000 before I tell you the wings level, then maintain the turn, and then just lower the nose and regain your airspeed, and just as if you were wings level.
Dallas 732, turn left heading 020, join the localizer, advise the river. Delta 732, turn left heading 360, advise the river. Delta 732, cleared and operative visual, runway 1 approach, maintain 170 knots to 5 DME. Dallas 2703, descend to maintain 4,000, then reduce speed to 170. trim and the speed reduced to 160 until 5 DME.
Good.
American 163.
Now let's turn to the other power plant behind us. So, and we'll turn to the right this time, and we'll climb to 3,500.
And climb again.
Yep.
Restricted to 213 Potomac Advice Hotel, altimeter 2992, runway 1.
That's
So-
3,300?
3,500.
3,500.
Yeah.
Southwest 5678, set to maintain 5,000 and reduce speed to 1900.
And see the sight picture now, all you have is you have a climb sight picture with a tilt. It's, and you can confirm with your scan, is my airspeed right, so is my pitch attitude right? Because really, the pitch attitude is controlled by your airspeed if you shoot for 90. And that's good, so we're not into the sun. So why don't we wings level here? Now let's descend down to 2,500 feet, and we'll turn to a westerly heading. So we'll go to the left, all the way around to a westerly heading, and descend down to 2,500 feet. In the turn. A good power setting might be about 18, 1900 RPM, and you'll need carb heat.
I pulled it.
Okay, good.
Alaska 1001.
Same thing. You have a descent pitch attitude going, and you have a bank. So, and you've got a nice descent rate. And your airspeed, because you reduce your power, is still really at your cruise airspeed.
And
Now-
I haven't changed, the trim's the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Central aircraft landing national information India.
And you really, I'm assuming you're sort of hands off.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because all you did is reduce the power. So by reducing the power, the airplane has to go down. It can't hold altitude with a lower power setting. Because it was trimmed for 2,500. Or rather 2,300 RPM. So, and we're just going to keep going around to the west until you get to 2,500 feet.
Okay.
Southwest 6161, reduce speed to 1900.
Now let's assume you didn't pull the power and you wanted to descend in a turn. I mean, you could just force the nose down, but you'd be probably at 120 knots or better. So you're going downhill full, you know, at a power setting that you don't really need, so. So we'll turn to a heading of 300. Yep, good. So you blew through your altitude just a little bit, but you caught it. That's not unusual.
60 until 5 DME.
In fact, you see the smoke in the distance on the other side of the Potomac. Potomac River is the river in a big distance. Just wings level on that, so we're not into the sun.
Right there?
Yeah, that's smoke way in the distance there. Yeah, there's a power plant on the other side of the Potomac River. This is the Potomac here that wraps around southern Maryland.
Southwest 6161, descend to maintain 4,000.
Good. So remember what happens to our lift when we bank more aggressively? We lose lift, right? I think we did steep turns last time.
We did.
Yeah, so let's do a steeper turn this time. Those were kind of nice turns. You know, you were kind to your passengers.
3547.
Let's go ahead and try a steep turn. So procedure for this, we want to be at maneuvering speed, so we'll reduce the power maybe down to 2100.
Houston Tower, November 24787, with you, 10 miles to your northwest.
Or 2,500 feet. We'll want to hold that altitude.
13, reduce speed to 210.
Get ourselves trimmed and
Southwest 2703, trim left setting 040, advise the river.
okay, and once you're trimmed, the other thing I'd like to show you is how do you clear the area?
Southwest
So,
2703, straight not running
you know,
below 1.
ordinarily we would do clearing turns to the right and the left because the only way, you can't see behind you. You really can't see well here. Now, what you can do if I'm going to turn right is you can lift your wing and look right and then turn right. as a way of making sure that there's nothing there. Okay, so you could do that. But for clearing turns, what the FAA would expect would be that you give a turn to the left, clear the area, turn to the right, clear the area. So let's do that real quick. Okay, so basically about a 90-degree turn, and we're going to look above and below, and we're going to just make sure that there's no aircraft near us. So clearing the area to the right and to the left, and if it's a 90-degree turn, we'll be able to see what was behind us as well. So we're clear up above and below to the left, and then we'll come back around to the right.
That was 27, disregard.
So the standard anytime we do maneuvers is that you've cleared the area.
Reduce speed to 1.
The only way to really do that is to look around the aircraft to make sure there's no other traffic. Even if you have technology like ADS-B, it's a good idea to visually clear, and let's just keep going around to the right. So we'll go 90 degrees off our smoke in the distance, and we're looking above and below for other aircraft. So we're clear above and below, and there's our other power plant, so now we can turn back to the smokestacks over here, or the smoke on the other side of the Potomac. And you get to move the airplane.
040, join the localizer, advise the river.
Great job. Altitudes being held, that's good. So we'll wings level on the smoke in the distance.
Contact Nashville Tower.
All right, and then when you're ready, we'll do a steep bank turn to the left. Now, as a refresher, that's between the two thick lines here. So it's 10, 20, 30, 60, so it's halfway. Okay, now we're out the window and we're scanning our AI. Okay, and our altitude, we have to scan our AI and our altimeter during a maneuver. So if we start to lose altitude, we know we need back pressure. Okay, and you can actually add about 100 RPM during the course of the maneuver as well, and that'll help you lose less altitude. Okay, so whenever you're ready, roll in to the left, 45 degrees, and back pressure, and about 100 RPM of power.
CPTC 13, turn left direct Catherine.
Okay. Good.
South 5678, reduce speed to 160 until 5 DME and contact Nashville.
And then just out the window and just looking at those instruments from time to time. So we are descending a little bit, about 100 feet so far, so a little more back pressure. And keep the bank at 45. Keep the bank in. Oh, I'm sorry, you're rolling out. My bad.
Oh, no, it wasn't your bad.
You were actually,
I was in the moment.
It was fading, but that's okay. So there's our stack. So we do a 360 degree. And then we'll do that again now to the right, okay?
Okay.
All right.
13, cleared
So you could lift your wing and say, okay, I'm going to check. Okay, area is still clear. And now you could roll in 45, same maneuver. And you know you need the back pressure. And just look at the sight picture and then hold that. And then confirm it with your instruments from time to time. Oh. Look out the right window just for a second.
100.
Sort of staring at the ground a little bit.
3547, reduce speed to 210.
And about 22 degrees ahead of that, you want to start rolling out and reducing the back pressure so you don't balloon. Right. Good. Nicely done. I'll do another one.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. You talking and I didn't hear you otherwise?
I think, can you take the controls?
I have the flight controls.
Yes.
South 6161, turn left heading 040, advise the river. South 61.